Okay, one more thing. I want to make a note on probiotics. So, I use a spore-based probiotic therapeutically, meaning I travel with it, and if somebody is coming up with a sickness, I do all the things. They'll eat ferments, they'll drink bone broth, and I'll often add a probiotic into their cycle, meaning to boost their immune system. And part of what you have to understand is your internal terrain, because it's responsible for so many things, from neurotransmitter production to literally turning genes on and off, to hormone function. Like your internal ecosystem is responsible for all of that and so much more. So you want a healthy brain, you want healthy hormone function, you want to be able to metabolize sugar properly, you want proper neurotransmission, then you want a diverse and healthy internal ecosystem. Now with probiotics, it's a really interesting commercial market, really, because you're not getting what it is you think you're getting. So people are like, oh, I eat yogurt. Well, that yogurt was made a long time ago, and it often doesn't really have all that many live active cultures by the time you consume it, unless you're making it yourself. And then typically with the majority of yogurts, the amount of sugar in it offsets any type of benefit, because then you're just feeding other microbes in your gut. So the ones that you're putting in that are minimal, because I told you they don't really exist anyway, those ones aren't really getting the food or space that they need, because you're feeding non-beneficial things like candida and so forth. So using food as a probiotic is going to be significantly more beneficial than taking an actual pill probiotic. However, as I mentioned, I do use a probiotic. It's called Megaspore. It's a spore-based probiotic. It's literally from soil. So where do you think the probiotics in the vegetables that we ferment, like where do you think that comes from, right? So I'm always going to encourage you to get it through high quality ferments. And I'll throw my fermentation recipe up here. I teach fermentation classes too, like 101. I am not a professional ferment maker. I just told you my last batch was a little salty, but I make them all the time. And if you follow a simple recipe, it's pretty much foolproof. I'm just a fool because I don't follow my own recipes. With that, check out the recipe, explore your refrigerated section. I just find that ferments are really expensive for what they are, because cabbage is like wicked cheap, and so is salt, and so are mason jars. And it's really easy to do. So I don't have a current fermentation class on the books, but I do have a cooking class that I was considering doing 1 week of ferments. I'd be interested to hear your feedback on that. So what questions do you have about probiotics and fermentation? I'd love to address them. This is an area of really, really great importance and something that I am very familiar with. So drop your questions in the comments.